Okay, so we should hopefully just be crossing over into one of the larger craters in a moment. Just keeping an eye on the surface scanning module that's going to keep us informed as to how we are doing. Can't remember which crater this is. I believe it's called the Far Side Crater, something along those lines. But as soon as it turns over, we shall know. Watch out for that. Anything kind of shiny like that, you're going to want to watch out for. These kind of duller rocks that you can see in the far distance, they are all just ordinary terrain scattered, don't do anything. But this one over here is a crater, so you hit one of those, you're going to know about it. Same as the moon rock we just went past. Now we are descending at this moment in time, taking it nice and easy. They reduce its own speed. So we may need to steady for a potential jump in a moment. If you do find yourself jumping, literally just press the T button and just adjust your angle using the reaction wheels. You shouldn't need to do much more than that. Try not to touch the buttons too much because otherwise you can unsettle the whole vehicle. Quite a slope we're going down here. See the vehicle just unsettling itself a little bit there as we take this descent. Just going to slow it right down before we do though. Want it all under control. That's the more important aspect of playing this game when you do it. You want to try and keep things under control. When you're doing the rovers, yes, you could get there quicker, but sometimes you're going to unsettle the vehicle. You make it more and more difficult for you to get yourself to where you're aiming to go. And as we start to see the angle increase, that's when we're going to start looking at taking the brakes off. Let it gather a bit of momentum. Bear in mind, not too much, obviously. As it flattens out, you'll see that we can start to move forward without worrying too much about our speed. Just level that out. Same again coming up. Try and slow her down a bit. There's quite a descent coming at the moment. Ooh, we didn't want to do that. Try and land her on her wheels. Saved. Just pop her gently back down again. That seems to me, if you're going to ask me, to be a good point to save where we are. And that's the reason why we had those, the SAS and the reaction wheels ready to use immediately. We wanted to make sure straight away if we had the problem we can correct for it. We're just going to bring it over this way a little bit more, just to slow ourselves down and maintain a little bit of a better aspect of speed. See, we've just transferred into the lowlands here, so if we wanted to, we could stop, we could run all the experiments again. One other thing I have done before actually is put all the experiments onto one button, so all you have to do is press 3, 4, something along those lines as a standard action group, and you can have them all do it for you, and then the only thing you have to do is get out and do your surface samples and EVA reports. This is like a much smoother transition down. I'm just going to take it around this way and follow the terrain around. trying to maintain that speed below the 15 mark. That's better there, starting to level it out a little bit. So that hill we've just come down was pretty steep. Another crater there to avoid. A little bit of air on the way through. Probably going a little quicker than we want to. Just allow it to slow down. Get some air there. Again. But she can even roll over safely. Look at that, no damage whatsoever. Double check. Everything's complete. We did that nice and easy. The thing about being on the moon sometimes is it's like if you've ever been for a nice long walk, you look at something in the distance, you think, well, do you know what, I fancy walking to that. It only looks like it's a mile or so away, but you start walking and next thing you know you've been travelling for hours. Let's just maintain our speed a little bit. Watch that descent that we're doing. We're going to apply the brakes a little bit too. Just watch ourselves for a bit. Allow the Kerbals to do it for us. Looks like another jump there. Let's see how they stay nice and smooth. Get those brakes back off. Now we're going better angle there. It's interesting actually. You're better off looking at the nav ball rather than the horizon in terms of trying to work out whether you're going uphill or not. If you're not sure about whether you're going uphill, look to the side here. Gives you an idea as well. Slow that down. We're just going to stop and do another save just to be sure. Quick map check. Where are we? Northwest crater. There we go. So again, we can. So in just a few minutes, we would have amassed 40 separate items of science, plus a crater and a moon rock. So altogether, that would have been 42 items of science. If you had a small science station on the moon, you'd be able to transfer the information direct to them, and you could, with just those 42 items, you could clear the entire tech tree. Crew and vehicle going well. Okay, a little bit of a cliff edge there. Let's just get a grip on the vehicle before we go over it. We'll do it, but we're going to go over it nice and slowly in our own way. Just watch out for that cliff edge. It's not going to be far away now. Keep the momentum going, but not go over the top. Okay. Just want to keep watching that descent. Obviously we could go straight down, but it's quite risky looking at that there. Probably looking at what looks like a 40-degree gradient there. That said, it's a good test ground. See how the vehicle does on the way down it. So look at how far we are from that edge. I think safety first. We're going to take it this way. Still keeping a nice speed around 15. We don't want to be going much faster than that. Very, very quick to lose control in this area. Just like that. Brakes on. Bring it forward, 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 forward. On this slope, the last thing we want to do is try and turn it too quickly. probably better to go forward, so we do it anyway. Nice and slow, nice and steady. There we go, back where we want it to be. So getting back nice and gentle, finger on the brake just in case. When we get to this last lip here, we're going to go for a straightforward dip and take it straight down, and we'll see how it goes. Only in one of two ways. We'll just have to see what kind of gradient it's got. That does not look like a bad area to be going down. Maintain a bit of motor as well as brakes. Hopefully we can cross that little bridge straight back up again. Monitoring that speed. The last thing we want to do is go careering down here at full pace. Done that before in one of my previous Lunar Rovers, and it was only going to ever end one way. So here we go. Let's see if we can make this ascent as easy as possible. Still going downhill at the moment, picking up a little bit of speed. We'll start going back uphill again in a minute. Just going to try and maintain that momentum. That hill we just came down. Just trying to maintain that level of speed. Don't want to go any faster than we already are. Slight correction for the crater on the other side. We do not want to take off when we get to the top of here. Look at that hill. Good journey down there. We're confidently bound forward to the last section of our journey. A little bit of air coming. Just edge it nice and smoothly into a nice smooth landing. Just have to do it all nice and gently as you do it. vehicle's pretty good at doing it for you. It's good when you get this going because you do get a good amount of distance over a short period of time. Just allow your Kerbals to do it for you, a lot of it. Let's just start to slow this back down again now, or we end up taking off somewhere like this. Let's get the brakes on. Now, anybody who has been on this game and has a good idea of the things you can find in it will probably have an idea of where we're heading now. One of the game's little Easter eggs, and I think this is going to be a fitting final point for this video. Also be interesting just a second just to have a look at just how far we've come from our final stage motor that we ejected in the third episode. Here we have the Armstrong Memorial. Let's not do that now. So there we have it. I think what we could call a consistently thorough test of this vehicle. Just for fun, we are going to do an outtake video. I might have made it look relatively easy to get there, but believe me, there has been some serious crashes along the way. So, we'll leave it there. My name is the BK Bossman, and you've been watching Boss Bites. Thanks very much.